Hi, welcome to this video. We're going to look at the actual website itself and how you can configure it and how it's been put together so that if you want to make any modifications or any changes, then of course you can do that very easily. So first off, let me just walk you through what we've got here. So I'm going to start at the top. We've got a logo. Again, that's changeable. You better see that in a moment. We have a little comment at the top here. If you need help, click this number or call us here, and you'll see that's an active call to click number, which will work on mobiles, etc. And here we have a number of social icons. If I hover over, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, they have a link, so you need to put your own account links to those. Again, we'll see that in a moment. Let's just look at the home page. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit. So the first thing, we have a slider at the top here. This is made up of 4 different posts and feature images. Then we have a main post here, which I've got for allowing people to download this free booklet to help them get their business online and entice them to come to you. And if I go into that one, you'll see that there's an Aweber form in here. Again, this is on a post, so you can replace this Aweber form inside the post. Just go to the post, download your free online business management guide, and you can just replace this email form with your own autoresponder form. Okay, let's just go back to the home page. And then after that, we have something called latest events. And this again is 3 posts on here. So we'll see how these all get selected. These are all different posts. If you click on them, you'll go to another post. And as I said, I'll show you how these are selected. What basically happens is that any category that you select events for will sit in here. We have the 3 main feature posts down the bottom here. Again, I'll show you how to select those in just a moment. And the next bit down, we've got something called a mission statement. This is just a text that we've put in here. You can put anything you'd like in here. These are all widgets now. At the bottom, these are all widget positions. And in the center here, we've got some videos. Again, you can change those. And here we have testimonials. Now, at the moment, these are default. They're not actually real testimonials, and obviously you shouldn't use them because they're not real. But you can put your own testimonials in again, and it will do this automatically for you. So this will look the same, but all you need to do is add in posts and categorize them as testimonials, and it will set the featured image in here, and whatever your testimonial is in the right hand side, and all that will be done automatically for you. And coming down again, we've just got a couple of sections: view our blog, events, features, main blog, and slider, and the latest local business information. And that is really just the latest posts that list up here. This is to keep it linked nicely. Okay, so that's how that kind of works on the front. The only other thing we have here of interest is so the services. So the services all sit underneath this particular service tab, and I'll show you again. It's just a matter of adding posts and adding them under the services post, and that will just create this list. You can remove or use these as you like. The main blog, if I click on main blog, and that will take us to a page that looks a bit more like a blog, in other words, just a stream of different posts. So after you add posts in and categorize them as main blog, they'll all appear in here. Actually, this is a categories page with a excerpt on here, and of course you can click more and go to the main page. And we have terms of service and privacy, cookie policy, etc. And these are done with plugins. We'll see those when we look in the plugin section. Okay, for the moment, then just go back to the home page, and let's move on and look at the admin, and we can kind of see in the back end of how this is all put together. So the first place I'm going to go to is just to plugins and installs plugins. I'll just go through what we've got here. As I said, we've got auto terms of service and privacy policy. the duplicator, which was the program that we used to actually create the duplicate files for this so you could install it. You've got some other ones, form makers, a YouTube Lite, various ones down, the UK cookie container, tube press. So these are all plugins that are being used by the blog. This one, the local business reporter, this is one of my own plugins, and if any updates, I'll send you updates on that one, but this is the one that creates the reports. Let me just go back and show you that one a second. On here we have reporter, and under that tab you can either add in a report or run a report by completing all these files, and you run a report on the local business website and the local business online presence. But this is also the one from Lead Finder Local, that if you click the report in there, this will run automatically for you. So as I say, this is done by that plugin. So when you put this onto a website, you do need to create a page called Reporter and install that plugin, and you'll get all this. Let's just go back to the plugins. So a couple of things which aren't enabled by default, because I just want these to be okay for when you install your site, is the backups and the security. So you need to activate the iTheme security, and then we can go to security on the left hand side, click dashboard, and you'll see that the basic security settings have already been completed. And if you want to do any more of this, it's entirely up to you. Make sure you understand what you're doing with security stuff before you apply them. But as I said, you're free to apply any level of security you wish to the site. Let's just go back to plugins once more. And this time activate the backup plugin. And now you'll see the backup WP up comes here. If I go to jobs. Okay, there is a job built in here, but I highly recommend that you delete that job because it's from the old system or from the old server, the old domain, and create a new job, add new, basic general, I'll leave it called new job. I'm going to back up, database, files, basically leave everything as is. You can decide where to back up. I'll let you work this out yourself. I'm just going to back up to a folder on this machine, on this server. Schedules, highly recommend you schedule your jobs. So set up a cron here to do that. This usually works okay. Start the job with wordpress.com, and then you get the options to select whether it's monthly, weekly, daily, whatever you want to do. I'd recommend certainly back it up weekly. Database backups, just double check that everything is checked, make sure we're backing everything up. Similarly with files, just make sure that all these top boxes are checked. The plugins are just a list of plugins to back up, just leave that as is. The to folder will be the folder that it actually saves your files off to. This is the number of files to be kept in the folder. Now remember, 15 files at 20, 30, 40, 50 meg a piece could start to build up, so make sure you have enough room on your server or your site to be able to back this up. I'm just going to set that to 2 for the moment. Save the changes. I don't recommend you setting it to 2, I'm just doing this for the demo purpose. And with everything okay, let's just run that job now. So the first thing we need to do is make sure it's backed up. Okay, so let's just go and look at the other settings, and the best thing to do here is to go to in Appearances and go down to Theme Options. We've got a number of tabs here. We'll just go through those one at a time. So in the Basic tab, you can disable responsive design. That's the mobile ability for mobile. That's clearly something you don't really want to be doing. You can upload a favicon, so you can upload your own icon so that you get your own little particular logo into the tab of the browser. The header text, as you see, this is where the telephone number is. If you remember, at the top of the home page, we have a clickable click to call telephone number, and that's how that's done in that little box. Okay, let's look at the home page. So we've got the web layout. I've put that full width. You can have that box. In other words, the header would just be fixed inside the box, but we've got it full width. And we've got a full blog layout with slider and feature section at the bottom. This is for the home page only. So the welcome post, this is the one we saw with the free download book. You can select that particular post and download your free online book. Then you have the 3 featured posts, and you can select those, of course, from the list of all your posts. So now the other posts, the events posts, you know, which those on the right-hand side, those are all the ones in the category event. So if you select those posts or create those posts with the category events, they will display in that section. We've got the testimonials. Remember, you've got the default testimonials at the moment. That's because there's nothing there. But if you choose testimonials, then that will put your live testimonials. Now you just need to put some posts up with a feature, a picture, and the testimonial in, and that'll do the rest for you. Then all you need to do is select here testimonials. So just remember to put your testimonial posts in the category testimonials. And any blog posts you want to display in the main blog section, just call those category main blog, and they will display there. You can forget the rest of that. Just move on. We've got the slider. That's the big slider at the top. And again, these are just posts. I've actually categorized those for ease and called them a category of slider, so they're easy to find and to work with, but you can actually select anyone you like from here. So those are each selected. So in this case, I've got 4 posts with 4 images that create the slider at the top of the home page. The various settings for the slider, you can change those as is your want. We've got some sidebar stuff here, nothing to do. Social links, this is a social link at the top, said you had to put your own name or your own account address in there. So Facebook, if your Facebook is James Consultants, for instance, that will be your Facebook address, and similarly for your Twitter, Google Plus, and anything else that you want. And so you should create accounts on all these, obviously, for your business. The miscellaneous tab you can use, but I'm not using those. So that's basically it for configuration. Very straightforward, very easy. Let's just go and check the posts. And as you can see, all these posts have categories. So if you set them, whatever category you set them, that's where they'll be displayed. You'll see in this case, I've actually put them in the events and the main blog. So they will display in the main blog and in the events list. These are the featured ones. This is the 3 featured ones on the front page. The 4 slider ones, I've called them slider. There's another featured one down here, but it's only display 3 featured, so you'll only see 3 of those in the featured section. And there's no testimonials here because I haven't got any live testimonials in this blog. Those are ones you have to get for yourself from your customers, of course. So let's just look at pages. In this case, you can see I've got one called Reporter, and I'll say you'll need to create that for your report to be able to sit in. If you removed it, you would need to create it, so you can't really change that. It needs to be called Reporter, and it's basically just a blank post. There's nothing in it. And when you put the Reporter plugin in, then it makes all that report work. I've got a services post, again, with nothing in it other than select a service from the drop-down list. It's just there as a header. And then below that, I've actually got all the various services, or a number of services are available. You can change these or remove these or whatever you want. And they will sit literally on the drop-down menu. And the way you do that, just to clarify, I was going to edit this one. Over here, you see it says parent. You select the parent services, and then that will sit under the services tab. And pretty much everything else is created by a plugin, the Contact Us. Just literally put your address, telephone number, and details in there. And I've got this ETM contact form short link or short code to show the form up. I'll show you where that's done at the moment. And there's just an iframe here, which you just take as just a Google embed maps link, which you can just get from Google Maps. So find your location, get the embed code, just drop that in there, and you're done. So to change this form, ETM contact form, that's the short code there, just go to contact form on the left hand side, and these are the settings. At the moment, address the contact form with the following admin. It's got an email address. Obviously you need to put your own email address in there, replace it over the top of mine, and you can change this form and edit this form as you want. This kind of fits pretty well. It's just a general form. And as it says up here, to use this plugin, place the following shortcode on any page you wish to have it displayed. And there's the shortcode there. And we saw that one on the page. So simply put that on the page and this form will appear. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. As I said, all very simple, all very straightforward. As you see, a pretty impressive looking site as a result.